up, Dokkaners? So in my last data download video, we talked about all the missions and all the stuff that's coming up in terms of the usual, but I didn't really get to talk about Dokkan Frontier. Dokkan Frontier is still kind of a new thing that the data miners, the developers are working on integrating into like the usual workflow. So I don't really get to cover that when the data downloads first drop, but I wanted to talk a little bit about it because we have some information here courtesy of Rick that I wanted to go over. Plus there are some stickers. So, or not stickers, but like those like special new card effects. So we're going to go ahead and discuss Dokkan Frontier in this video. Let's start by taking a look at the card effects. So we're getting new card effects for STR Prime Battle Frieza. We're getting it for AGL Nail, Tech Piccolo. That's the 2021 Worldwide Celebration. That's the banner unit for Int Goku, right? Int LR Goku. Int Third Form Frieza and AGL Ginyu. Okay, so shout out to Froggy. Froggy has all of the animations right here, so I guess we'll take a look at this. So I zoom in. Okay, we'll just, yeah. For those of you who don't know, this is essentially what you're getting when you clear Dokkan Frontier challenges. Extra ways to customize and make your character card arts look interesting. I'm a huge hater of this, not because I'm against Dokkan Frontier. Y'all know I love Dokkan Frontier, but when it comes to the animations, these are just, they just look stupid to me. I've never cared for them. I understand that there's only so much that they can do, but yeah, this is at the end of the day, if you don't like Dokkan Frontier, this is what you're missing out on, besides some stones and maybe a couple like free-to-play characters. It looks like the next set of Dokkan Frontier nodes and missions added in this data download will be spread out throughout the next 3 weeks. April 14th, April 24th, May 5th. So if we use that, we can sort of chart out where this is going to be taking us to. We are starting part 2, like I said, tonight. So this is a 2-week span. Any celebration is typically 2 weeks. So what they normally do is they try to give us some content throughout each week to give us, you know, something to do along the way. Since this is one of the weaker celebrations in terms of that, it's definitely a good thing that we're getting Dokkan Frontier on week 1, which is this first day. And then we're going to be getting another one on the 24th. The 24th is a few days before the end of part 2, but it's still something that's happening during part 2. So then the next one is May 5th, and that goes into Golden Week. So leading back to what I've been saying, I don't know if I've been saying this for a while, but this is definitely a theory that a lot of people have been thinking. As far as a NAMEK Saga celebration, could we see one during Golden Week? Yes, we could. The only thing that kind of raises questions for me would be why would we be celebrating NAMEK Saga during Golden Week if the next installment of the Golden Week, or the next installment of the Dokkan Frontier missions and nodes, drops essentially a week into Golden Week? Because April 27th, that would be, yeah, basically a week before. So it'd be during week 2 of part 1 of Golden Week. I don't know if that would necessarily make sense. But then again, nothing Dokkan does make sense when something weird happens, right? So this still very much leaves NAMEK Saga as a realistic possibility for Golden Week. We still don't know, since this is still new for us, how they plan to go about handling releasing like new Dokkan Festival, new celebration banners when covering that specific arc during Dokkan Frontier, right? When we first got Dokkan Frontier, it was my theory that Saiyan Day would be NAMEK Saga, because we did get Dokkan Frontier during Saiyan Day. Dokkan Frontier covers NAMEK Saga, Saiyan Day covers Majin Buu Saga, so clearly there was a disconnect. Then going into the next Dokkan Festival, I still thought it would be NAMEK Saga, because now that we've got our feet wet with some Dokkan Frontier, we would now get some NAMEK Saga stuff to get some people to be even more interested. They still didn't do it. Part 2, still Saiyan Saga, not NAMEK Saga. So at what point will they actually give us new NAMEK Saga to supplement Dokkan Frontier? Will it be after Dokkan Frontier finishes its current arc? Because that's the next question. With these 3 nodes or batches of nodes coming up, will that wrap up NAMEK Saga celebrations? So shout out to Dokkan Database. We're gonna go ahead and use this site. I'm trying to use these sites more often just to get used to you know, running through the site for different things other than leader skills and team buildings and stuff. But let's go to, this is sort of kind of like a little demo for Dokkan Frontier, or for Dokkan Database. So here we go, Dokkan Frontier. Dude, that's awesome. That's awesome. All right. Dang, we got all the maps. We got all the map info. Oh wait, can we see the maps? What? Bro. All right. Oh my God. Oh my God, dude. Okay. This is actually great. Okay, so this actually shows us how Dokkan has been giving us the nodes. So page 1 is this. We only had 3 nodes. Page 2 was this, 3 more nodes. Page 3 was the cluster F with a bunch of different fights. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we had 4 where we had 2 nodes. But this one is incomplete. So this one will be getting an additional drop of content, and that will finish up this page. That's what's coming up tonight, right? On April 14th, the rest of page 4. The last time we checked in with Dokkan Frontier on page 4, it was Nail versus Frieza. So clearly we are still very much early into NAMEK Saga. But actually, you know what? Let's count how many fights we've had thus far, because we've got 4. How much do we have coming up? We have 4, 5, 3. So basically 4 fights, 5 fights, 3 fights. That's 12 fights. Does that cover the rest of NAMEK Saga? I mean, we wouldn't know for sure, but like if we sort of paced out what we've had so far, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We've had 15 nodes so far. And at the halfway point, I guess, we had Nail versus Frieza. So with 12 more nodes, that would cover the rest of NAMEK Saga. I think that works. So I think that would be a safe bet. We would be wrapping up NAMEK Saga by May 5th. May 5th is smack dab in the middle of Golden Week. So at the apex of the arc, at the climax of the arc, would they give us a new Dual Dokkan Festival celebration for NAMEK Saga to help us sort of rally through everything that we might have missed along the way? Or would they still hold out until the full arc is complete in Dokkan Frontier before then giving us a celebration that focuses on it maybe down here? So the point of this is to suggest that either Golden Week or New Tanabata, I feel like, might be the logical point for them to start doing NAMEK Saga celebration stuff. We are getting a Krillin Dokkan Awakening, but we are not getting a TUR Tech Namek Goku Dokkan Awakening. That unit is predisposed to become an LR, but that unit is not getting any sort of an update yet. Will that unit's LR Awakening coincide with the final drop of Dokkan Frontier NAMEK Saga? That's the question. Will that happen during this, or will it happen during this? I kind of feel like it would be more likely to happen here because it is a Goku, and Golden Week does happen to have the same time frame as Goku Day, right? 5/9, May 9th is Goku Day. May 5th being the final drop for Dokkan Frontier is pretty close to Goku Day, so maybe LR Tech Namek Goku would emerge as those final chapters are dropping during Goku Day in the middle of Golden Week. This isn't breaking news. I mean, I've suggested this before, but NAMEK Saga NAMEK Saga being the theme for Golden Week makes more and more sense the more we think about it. While we're here, I want to go ahead and take a look at the Krillin's Dokkan Awakening because we looked at it before with Google Translate and it was terrible. I want to make sure I see everything correctly here. So support, yep, support against NAMEK or with NAMEK Saga, 50%. 40% for Goku. Dude, Goku gets key plus 4, 90% support from this Krillin, which is crazy. Attacking defense 1%, attacking defense 40%. Dodge plus 20% damage reduction, 20% dodge right here, 50% chance to dodge in slot 2 or 3, attacking defense 100%. After performing 2 attacks in battle, disables enemy action. 3 attacks, disables enemy action. 4 attacks, disables enemy action. So this is exactly what it was before. Meaning additional kind of screws with this guy. If you have additional, then you have a chance for this unit to launch an additional attack on top of their current attack, which means you have far less control over utilizing this. If you were to have an additional proc on the second turn, let's say you attack once on the first turn, on the second appearance, you have him attack once, which disables enemy action, but then you have him attack again because his additional proc, you would waste this, right? You can't use 2 disable enemy actions in one turn. You can only use 1. So having any additional here kind of screws with this. So again, now that I know for sure what this says, max dodge, the rest critical is definitely what I'm going to do just for the sake of this. He's mainly a dodge, support, and technical guy. Also, you know, can I see animations? Uh-oh. Hold her in. Oh. Hey! What the hell's this? Oh, restart? Ooh, double speed. Dude, we need a Dokkan Festival Krillin, man. It is criminal that we don't have a Dokkan Festival Krillin. Hold on, can I play this at double speed? Bro, this is awesome. This is amazing. All right, that's a little food for thought when it comes to Dokkan Frontier. Very interesting. Main thing I want to know is what that LR is going to look like. I want to see that NAMEK Saga LR Goku, because man, NAMEK Saga is so deprived that I am at this point excited for a free-to-play. That's it. Like, until they give us something, I got nothing else to be excited about. Can you do something, Dokkan, please? Golden Week is fine. You want to make money? Give us Golden Week NAMEK Saga. I'm sure a lot of people would be hyped for that, right? Waiting until new Tanabata, I feel like would just... It would feel maybe like Daima all over again. Is that crazy to say? Daima was a new release, which I understand. NAMEK Saga has been around since the beginning of time, but having a new NAMEK Saga celebration so close to Dokkan Frontier, I feel like would just add more hype. It would add more pizzazz to that whole mode overall. But I mean, I don't know. Time will tell. Just wanted to make a little video to let you guys know about the situation for Frontier. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like down below. Leave in the comments your thoughts on Dokkan Frontier overall. Are you a fan of the mode? Had you never cared about it? What are your thoughts on the idea for the LR Goku Awakening, along with maybe a dual Dokkan Festival LR NAMEK Saga Golden Week celebration? Are you guys going to be more likely to try Dokkan Frontier only after we get a NAMEK Saga celebration? Let me know your thoughts. Anything else that I've missed in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more Dokkan content in the future and click the notification bell so that you let YouTube know you want to see more of myself do it. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned and always remember to Dokkan responsibly.